Again to another session of the Healthy Reset. And the topic I would like us to touch on this evening is the benefits of natural products for menopause, or for menopause, or during the menopausal period, or for longevity, I would say, and for health. Right? So I want to introduce this as being a part of a lifestyle change as well, or adaptation, as I have adapted it to my lifestyle. So if you're watching this, chances are you're navigating the ups and downs of menopause, or maybe someone you love is going through this transition. So let me start by saying you're not alone. I remember one client who once told me, I used to dread waking up. I'd wake up sweating, sleep deprived, and already anxious about the day, even before I get up and start my morning routine. My body didn't even feel like mine anymore. And honestly, this story is not a unique one. So many women I speak to from all walks of life say the same thing. Why didn't anyone prepare me for this? The mood swings, the weight gain, the night sweats, the brain fog. But here's the good thing. There is a way to feel like yourself again, not by forcing your body, not by numbing the symptoms, but by supporting your body with what it truly needs during this transition. This isn't a medical lecture. I would like to add in here, it's not a medical lecture. I'm not here to tell you what pill to take or what doctor to see. This is a real life conversation, woman to woman, about natural solutions that work with your body and not against it. So let's talk about what that actually means. So welcome again to the Healthy Reset, where we unpack the science, the stories, and the subtle behavioral shifts that can make navigating menopause less frustrating and more empowering. I'm your host, Ms. Maria Nis. So why natural products? Why should we start to invest in natural products? Why are so many women turning to natural products for menopause support? It's not a trend, it's a response to years of being told to deal with it or being offered a one-size-fits-all solution. Like, for example, synthetic hormonal therapy, often without proper education or long-term guidance. Now, synthetic hormone replacement therapy, which is known as HRP, does have its place. So let us understand that it does have its place. And for some women, it can be very life-changing. But for many others, the side effects, risk, or simply the idea of relying on a pharmaceutical fix just does not feel right. So that's where natural alternatives come in. So because menopause hits your body and you go through massive shifts, estrogen and progesterone levels drop, we know that. Sleep gets disrupted, we are aware of that, we experience that. Our metabolism changes, our weight goes up and down, we know all that. Our mood and energy becomes unpredictable. Some days we have it, some days we just don't. And here's the thing. Nature already gives us the tools to manage this transition. So phytoestrogens, we know, are found in foods like flaxseed and soy, which gently mimic estrogen in the body without the harsh effects. We have adaptogens like the macaroon or the ashwagandha, which helps your body to regulate stress and regain hormonal balance. We have natural supplements and food-based remedies that offer nutrients to our bodies and is now that our bodies are now craving, for example, like magnesium, B vitamins, the omega-3s, which we need at this time. What I love most is that these natural solutions don't just suppress the symptoms, they really work at the root cause and help to restore and to nourish our bodies at this time. And it's not about choosing between natural and medical. It's about empowering ourselves with options that feel aligned, supportive, and safe. So, because natural doesn't mean weak, it means working with your body and not against it. And when you do that, something amazing happens. You stop surviving menopause and start striving through it. So let's look at some of the top natural products and the benefits that they give to us. Now that we explored why natural products are becoming so important for women during menopause, let's get into what you can actually use. This section is all about giving you real tools, things you can truly try today, tomorrow, or maybe next week or week after to support your body naturally. I'll walk you through 5 core categories of natural support that we can use to help us through this transition. So we are looking at herbal remedies, we're looking at food-based supplements, as well as essential oils, natural skincare, and lifestyle integrations. You don't need to try everything, ladies. This isn't a shopping list. It's just a menu support. And you jot down or use it or choose what fits your needs, your preferences, and comfort level. So let's look at herbal remedies here. Let's begin with the original medicine cabinet of herbs used in traditional medicine for thousands of years. These plants have real research-backed benefits for menopausal symptoms. So we're looking at the black cohosh. This is probably one of the most talked about herbs for menopause. Why? Because it's been shown to reduce hot flashes and night sweats, especially in the very early stages of menopause when you realize, when you realize that your periods start to become irregular and you start to get these hot flashes, night sweats, and things like that, the black cohosh. And what's great is that it works by acting on the hypothalamus, which is that part of the brain that helps to regulate your body temperature. So when your body says, I am overheating, even if it's 2 a.m. at 70 degrees, black cohosh helps to dial down that faulty alarm system during that time. So here's a tip I have for you. Look for standardized extracts and give it a couple of weeks to kick in. So what I'm actually saying, don't look for quick fixes with these natural extracts. Remember, it's something that is working with your body to help you to feel more like your normal self. So give it time to work. Give it a couple of weeks to kick in. Let us look at now dong quai, known as the female ginseng. Now, this herb is a staple in traditional Chinese medicine. It's often used to support hormonal balance, especially when our periods become irregular or PMS type syndromes intensify during menopause. You know, that breast soreness and, you know, the bloating and all of that kind of stuff during this transition. Yes, the PMS symptoms, this dong quai is used traditionally, and it helps with the hormonal balance as well. And what I love about dong quai is that it supports both physical and emotional symptoms. It's especially helpful for mood swings, irritability, and that tension that we feel in our pelvic and our abdomen. A caution here though, it's a mild blood thinner. So if you want to use that, consult your doctor if you are on medications, right? So let's look at maca root. If you've been feeling drained, foggy, or like your energy is the lowest of low in the basement, this one may be helpful to you. Maca is what is called an adaptogen, meaning it helps your body respond to stress. And we know in this world we're living in, stress, stress, stress. We have stress, everything can be very stressful. Work stress, home stress, family stress. You know, this can be a very good ally during this time. It also helps support libido, which is, you know, that sex drive that decreases during this time. That feeling you have that, you know, you don't have that feeling to, you know, to be intimate at all. It helps with that. And it also helps with stamina, which many women find drops off during menopause. So maca root is a good help at this time. I had a client who started adding just 1 teaspoon of maca root powder to her morning smoothie. Within 3 weeks, her brain fog had lifted, and her husband started to ask her what was going on, how her mood had changed. Enough said, right? Note, it doesn't contain hormones, and that is important. It supports our endocrine system to regulate better on its own. So let's look at food-based supplements now. What we eat every day can become a form of medicine, or it can be a hidden stressor. So at this time, what we put in our bodies, ladies, is so important that we cannot take anything that we put in our bodies at this stage for granted. So these foods that I'm putting you on, or that you may know about already, or that you maybe, you know, use, or just probably heard about and haven't started using, these foods based supplements are simple, they are affordable, and incredibly effective when used consistently. And the word I want to emphasize here is consistency. So let's look at flaxseed, which are, you know them to be, you know them, we can have them in the whole form, and they are also in the ground form. These tiny seeds have big benefits. Now, flax seeds are high in what we very rarely need at this time, omega-3s. And why is omega-3 important? It helps reduce inflammation in our system. It is high, it's also high in what we call lignans, which are plant-based estrogens that gently balance our hormones at this time. They also support our gut health and to help reduce bloating when used regularly. I can tell you, I use that generally on a daily basis in my smoothies, and it really helps to support me. Another tip here with maca root, with the flaxseed, is that always grind your flaxseed. It's better ground. Some people say they like it whole, but the tip is always grind your flax seeds for better absorption in your system. 1 teaspoon a day in yogurt or oatmeal or in smoothies is a great place to start. And I want to introduce or reintroduce to us what we call, those of us who use soy and soy products, non-GMO soy. Yes, those natural soy that those that are not refined. Yes, soy can be your friend when it's whole or non-GMO. Studies show that the whole soy foods like tofu, which I use on occasion, tempeh, edamame, can reduce hot flashes in terms of how frequent they occur and how severe they occur. Why? Because soy contains something called isoflavones, which is a plant-based compound that mimics estrogen, but far more gently than the synthetic hormones. It is important to know, though, that to avoid overly processed soy, like soy protein isolate or soy oil, choose the real deal food-based options, just as what I mentioned above, like the tofu, the tempeh, edamame. What about calcium and magnesium? As estrogen drops, our bones need more support. We know that because a lot of women fall at this time and fractured bones, which can be another problem and could be sometimes in many cases, life-threatening. So calcium helps prevent bone thinning. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation, and we know the importance of the magnesium. We've spoken about it many times. It helps us, particularly with the mood swings, the problems to sleep at night, the insomnia. Magnesium supports our muscle, that twitching that we get sometimes and cramping during the course of the night. It helps us to sleep, help us to relieve stress. We'll be offering our magnesium combo special soon in our community, because we realize after some research that together the combo works better, particularly for those who have extreme symptoms. I've been taking magnesium for a few years now, and it took a while, probably about a month or two to build up, probably a month and a half. And when it's built up in my system, I sleep like a baby. I take it 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, and it is life-changing. I have been sleeping well, very well, ladies, for a while now. Good evening, Miss Atwell. Thank you for coming. And together, these supplements I spoke about, they are a powerhouse here, calcium and magnesium. A tip here. Again, the tip is to take magnesium at night to help you sleep better and to reduce the nighttime leg cramps. So let me ask you right now, have you added any of these to your daily routine yet? Anybody? Anybody trying magnesium on a regular basis? You have a testimony like myself? All right, I see Nicole, right? Nicole, if you're high in calcium, all right, okay. Sometimes these have, good night.
What happened with calcium level is extra high?
Mm-hmm.
So you was mentioning take calcium, but
So
I
if you
can't take that.
you can't take it because you're already high in calcium, right?
Yes.
So What about it? They took a blood test to find out that, right?
Yes, I took a blood test.
Right. So that means, what about you ever took to check your balancing it with the magnesium? Because they work together.
Okay, no, well, I don't take magnesium, so I will try that and see.
Well, because they go hand in hand, as I was saying. So if if your calcium level is already high, you have to balance it off with the magnesium,
Okay then, thank you.
right?
Yes, thanks.
Mhm. And see if it would affect you better now. And I was just saying, don't look for a quick fix, Nicole, right? Take it, give it a chance for the magnesium levels to build up and let them start to work better to help you.
Okay, no problem.
Right? Right? And then you could go back and take after about, let me say, probably about 2 months, go back and see how your magnesium levels are. So I would suggest you take a blood test first and check your magnesium levels.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So as I was saying, the magnesium is, you can take it at night. And the good thing about magnesium as well, you don't need to take it on a full stomach. You can take it and you don't have to be on an empty stomach, and you will not feel nauseous or at all, because I take it many times in the nighttime before I go to bed, which at night, which is most of the times I stop eating around after 6. And if I know I'm going to bed at 10, I take it around 10 or 11, I take it around 7. And even before 10 o'clock, I would be in my bed fast asleep. So, anybody else tried any of these, the magnesium, calcium, any of the above one stellar regimen as yet? And if you have, what are your results so far? Now, if you haven't started it yet, all right, flax works well with, it doesn't bother magnesium at all, flax, as far as I know, right? So somebody was asking me if flax and magnesium haven't, if there's an issue between the two, because remember, that is natural stuff we have there. So the magnesium and the flax would help you, because remember, one of the things the flax does, one of the main things, it adds omega. It's a good fat to our system and our hearts, and we need that at this time, because as we go through this transition, we know women are more at risk for getting heart attacks, strokes, and since our blood vessels are becoming stiffer because of the decrease in estrogen and progesterone. Oh, yeah, you're saying it works well with you? All right. But you don't use it consistently. Okay, all right. So consistency. I always say consistency is the key, ladies. All right. So that was Nicole telling me that, she has to be more consistent, but it works well for her. So adding them to our regime daily, ladies, is the key. Being consistent is the key. So let us look at some essential oils now. Now, essential oils aren't just for spa days when you're getting a massage from Miss Atwell or other professionals like her. These concentrated plant extracts can deeply support your emotional and physical well-being, especially when you're dealing with hot flashes, anxiety, and restlessness. So let's talk about 3 of these oils that I highly recommend. We have this Clarice Sage. This is one of the most hormone-friendly oils out there. It's known for easing anxiety, balancing hormones, and even supporting sleep. How do we use this oil? Use it in a diffuser during the evening. Now, I bought a diffuser some years ago, and it works very well when you use the oil, and that smell, it really works well during the night when you want to relax and create a relaxing environment during the evening time. Or you can mix a drop with a carrier oil and apply it to the pulse points, like your wrist area. And the bonus is that it pairs beautifully with lavender for calming night routine. So if you have lavender oil and you put in some of that clary sage and your massage your wrist area, your pulse areas where you have a pulse there, it would help you to support your balancing of your hormones and helps to relax you. And even though use it at nighttime during your nighttime routine. What about the powerful peppermint oil? Most of us know about peppermint oil. You know that these are those times when our hot flashes hits and you feel like you're melting from the inside out, you know that feeling? Peppermint oil can work as a rescue oil. Apply a drop diluted because it is very strong. So you have the applier, the drop applier. Take a drop, have some, I use warm water when I'm using peppermint oil and apply some take your drop and apply some behind your neck, on your temples, and you feel an instant cooling effect. Tip, keep a roller bottle in your purse or at your nightstand. That could help with the massaging at the area there. What about rosemary oil? It's one of my go-to oils, and I've been using that quite a while now, probably a number of years, and it helps. It's particularly useful for tinning hair, and we know that is a problem. And menopause can lead to tinning hair. Most of us ladies can attest to that, particularly around the crown of our head due to declining estrogen levels. Now, the solution, which is, it is one of, but I say one of the solution is rosemary oil is a natural remedy, and it's known to stimulate hair growth and to improve the health of our scalp. Now, the White Rose community, I've sourced a natural producer of that because we're going with natural products, things as natural, the least amount of chemicals that we can use as possible. And this, I've found somebody, we have a lot of people on that make a lot of natural products in Trinidad, and I found somebody that I vouch on because I use her products. She offers homemade rosemary oil for $45. It supports, and we support her business. And as a woman, it is a locally based run business and is a customer favorite. So I want to invite you all to support us as we support local businesses that bring these natural products. So rosemary oil is one of the many products that I have bought for her, and I can testify that I've been using it for quite a while, and it is quite helpful. So local, as I said, it's a local run business, and it is a customer favorite. So we can discover the difference, what rosemary oil can do for hair health during menopause. And you can ask for the link after this session has completed. What about natural skin care during menopause? Menopause Okay, so I was talking about the turmeric and the honey scrub, ladies, that we our local producer produces very nice scent, turmeric and honey, and it's what it helps with to help give your skin that soft, glowing feel, that refresh, natural vitality. These are one of the products I use on a daily basis. I've also gone from using natural, I use natural underarm deodorants now, as well as natural creams, the less unscented natural creams as well. And all of these are useful as well to help with this transition. Even the things we put on our body, it has consequences to it during this time. So the secret here is the luxurious scrub blends well with the ancient power of turmeric with the soothing touch of honey. Turmeric reduces inflammation and brightens our complexions, while the honey deeply hydrates, and it heals. Why will you love it? Because I believe if I love it and it works for me, it's something worth trying, and I believe you would love it too. It gently buffs away dullness, revealing smoother and more radiant skin. It calms inflammation, and I found that particularly at night, I used to be itching. I use it during the nighttime as well. It helps with the itching and helps to calm my skin, reducing redness and irritation. It also boosts your skin's natural glow, and it is a powerful anti-aging component to it, anti-aging properties. So in my weekly ritual, I transform my skincare routine into a spa-like experience, I would call it. And it's perfect for when your skin needs a little extra love and attention. I also use what she has to offer as well, which is called the Lemon Zest Cleanse, which is a soap bar. It is a burst of refreshing, what I call refreshing citrus that awakens our senses. And we know lemon is good for brightening our complexion. Okay. I'll come back to one of the two of the things that I passed before. The lemon zest cleanses, and it brightens in the soap, it helps brighten our complexions. And what I would promise is that this lovely soap bar is gentle, it has natural ingredients, and it is perfect for sensitive and aging skin. Some of us are very sensitive, especially as we're going through this change. It's gentle, and it cleans away or cleanses away impurities, leaving our skin feeling fresh and revitalized. It brightens our complexion for a healthy, radiant glow, ideal for sensitive skin, and provides a gentle yet effective cleanse. So it is more than just a soap, actually. It helps to support local women entrepreneurs who are linked with our community, and you're choosing a product that's good for your skin and good for your soul. So all these three products are handmade and sold through the White Rose community. The turmeric scrub, which is $50, and the lemon zest soap. Yes, yes, right? And it, as mentioned before, every purchase supports local producers and wellness entrepreneurs. And remember, what you put on your skin ends up in your body. We know we have pores, and we know that what we put on our skin could eventually end up inside and cause probably a lot of negative effects, especially at this time. So let's look at lifestyle integration. So finally, let's talk about the day-to-day rituals that keep your hormones happy and your stress levels low. And these aren't pills again. These are gentle shifts that create deep changes over time. The red clover, which helps to support, these are all teas here now. The red clover helps to support estrogen balance. The licorice root helps with adrenal functions. The chamomile produces relaxation and sleep, and makes evening tea a very sacred ritual. And we all know about chamomile tea, but we try to get everything as natural as possible. And it helps us with that connection and stillness that we need during the nighttime. We also have natural sleep aids, which are helpful in menopause, like we know the magnesium glycinate I told you, very helpful to help induce relaxation and sleep, and to steady that body and that all that issues we have during the nighttime, the how we feel the nerves and them. It helps to just everything to become very quiet, and you can sleep. There's also the tart cherry extract, and I must say I've never tried that one. So what I have done personally, what works for me, I usually stay with that. So what I'm putting out there is really options that you all can try, because what may work for me may not always work for somebody else. The tart cherry extract as well, that is another option, a natural sleep aid, and then the valerian root. Now these are non-habit forming and gentle, and calms the nervous system as well. So you cannot get addicted to these things. You take them as your body needs them. And when you stop them, you don't crave for them, but it is helpful during this time. What about probiotics? We know a healthy gut equals better hormonal balance. And remember, we spoke about a topic on the gut a few weeks ago. Our gut, your gut, my gut, microbiome helps process estrogen. So keeping it happy and healthy is the key. So let us look at a broad spectrum of probiotics, or better yet, enjoy fermented foods like yogurt. And I would suggest the sugar-free type, and you can add in your fruits into that. Sauerkraut, you can use it as a side on your food. Miso, kimchi, and we know these are very helpful at this time to give the gut what it needs. The sauerkraut, we know it's fermented cabbage. We also have the miso and the kimchi. So once you start to use these products on a really daily basis, or very often, you would start to feel the difference these natural supports could make, or products could help in your life. These are things, flaxseed, yogurt. These things are what you see very regular, but you have to, as I said before, in things like yogurt, try to stay with the sugar-free type. Now, they are not a replacement for medical care, and I would like to emphasize that, but they can partner with some of the medications that you are using in healing your body and healing you through this journey. This is about creating a lifestyle that honors our body at this time instead of battling with our body. So you can choose 1 or 2 or even 3 things from the list and try them for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Listen to our body, ladies, and let us start to reset our bodies by using what is important. And I want to talk, before we go on any further, I want to talk about real talk, myths, and warnings. So all right, now that we've explored all these amazing and natural options for supporting our bodies during menopause, it's time for a really important conversation, because while I'm a huge advocate for natural health, I also believe in responsible wellness, not just wishful thinking. But the truth backed by evidence, experience, and care. So let's talk about the things that don't often make it into Instagram captions, or on YouTube or on thumbnails. So let's talk about myths, misunderstanding, missteps that can happen with the best intentions when using natural products. Myth one, if it's natural, it's always safe. This is probably the most common myth I hear, and honestly, I get it. We see natural on a label and we breathe a little easier. We assume that this won't harm us. But if it's from a plant or not a pill, but here's the thing, natural doesn't always mean harmless. Just because something comes from the earth doesn't mean it's right for your body at this time in that dose. So let me give you an example. Black cohosh is a beautiful herb for hot flashes, but in high doses or when taken too long without breaks, it has been linked to liver strain in some women. So it is important that when you're buying your stuff, you take it, you don't start in high doses, see how your body adapts it, and you take breaks when you're using natural stuff. Okay? See how your body relates to it so you don't overwhelm your system. What about dong quai that we spoke about? It's a staple in Chinese medicine that helps with hormone regulation, but it also a mild blood thinner that I spoke about earlier. So it can be risky if you're already on heart or clotting medications. So let your doctor know you want to try some of this stuff according to what you are dealing medically with. So the truth is, plants are powerful, that's a good thing, but it also means that they need to be respected like all other medication. Myth number 2, natural remedies don't interact with medications. This one can be especially dangerous because so many women think, well, it's just a tea or it's just a supplement I bought at the health store. But the reality is that natural products can absolutely interact with some prescription medication in ways that are sometimes hard to detect until a problem arises. For example, look at St. John's wort is used for mood support, mild depression, and anxiety, but it can interact with antidepressants, it can interact with birth control, and even with anti-anxiety medication. So if you want to start something natural, you're already on a medication, let your doctor or your healthcare provider know and they would guide you accordingly. What it also does, it speeds up the liver enzyme, which can cause other medication to break down too quickly and make them ineffective. The licorice root, which helps with fatigue and estrogen support, but certain forms, especially the glycyrrhizin rich licorice, can raise our blood pressure, interfere with diuretics. These are medications that help us to pass more urine. So if you want to try a lot of these ladies, I believe in natural products, but I also believe in safety. If you're on medication or if you're going through certain issues health-wise, talk to your healthcare provider. What about calcium and magnesium? They are both helpful to the bone and to muscle health, but taken in high doses. Calcium can block the absorption of thyroid medications like levothyroxine if you are on thyroid medication. So again, according to what your body dealing with, again, we have all these natural stuff which we use or we would like to use. But if you're on certain medication or you're not sure if your medication may interact with something natural, talk to your healthcare provider and let them know, well, you're taking this and if you could do some research and see how it would affect me. So you need to space them out by at least some space them out and see how it works. So even turmeric, which is a kitchen spice that we all love, can interact with blood thinners if taken in concentrated doses as a concentrated extract. So the bottom line is, if you're taking any prescribed medication, don't assume that natural means neutral. It's not about being afraid. It's about being informed in our choices when we are taking natural products. So what should you do? As I said before, consult your doctor, consult your professional who has you on these medications for your particular issue. So you wouldn't have to guess through if I can take this or take that. If you're now exploring natural support for menopause, and especially if you're mixing natural with medical, please connect with someone who can guide you in this process. For example, your naturopath, if you believe in the naturopath doctor, and you go to them, ask them how it would affect your other medication or would affect you generally. If you're dealing with a functional medical practitioner, if you're dealing with a woman's health specialist, you check these people first before you take. Or even talk to a pharmacist, because we can talk to a lot of pharmacists as well. If you can't get to your doctor with knowledge of which they have a lot of knowledge with herbal interactions with medication. So you don't need to spend thousands of minutes or time in consultation. You can probably talk to a pharmacist and they can recommend you and tell you if your natural, what you're using naturally is interacting or may interact with your medication. So our health is our investment. So let us ask quick questions to these people that can really help us go this natural way. Don't take anything for granted. So myth 3, if a little is good, more must be better. Now this is a kind of sneaky one. You try something like macaroon, you try ashwagandha and you feel a little better, and you say to yourself, well, if that's working so good at that dosage, I'm going to double it up. Or start combining it with other things at once. Or jump to a stronger extract because you want faster results. This is not a good idea, because you're playing with your hormones. Your body is already in a stressed mode. And if you go and play around and start to say, look, I want these things, I want more results, I want quicker results, it doesn't always work out to your best, because you are dealing with hormones here. So more is not always better. Sometimes more is too much. As the old people say, eat little, live long. So your endocrine system is delicate and it is dynamic, and it's responding. It responds to food, it responds to sleep, it responds to stress, it responds to movement, and it responds to supplements, right? So if you suddenly flood your system with 5 new plant compounds, even if they're natural, it can get your system overwhelmed. So again, we always emphasize start little and see how your body responds to it little by little, and get your system accustomed. You cannot flood your system because you're dealing here with hormones, and we know it can worsen certain symptoms. Like it might worsen like your symptoms in terms of bleeding. You might have heavier periods, or you may have increased mood swings. You might have sleep disruptions, digestive changes. So you can have increased bloating and dis-ease, discomfort in your abdomen, or just a sense of not feeling like yourself, you're feeling off, like your body trying to tell you to take it a little light. So again, we always say on this channel, introduce something, even if it's exercise. Introduce it little by little. Wait a little, 1 to 2 weeks, and see how your body adjusts. Observe and see how your body adjusts to this. And that's how you would be able to build a sustainable routine and not go on a roller coaster syndrome to say, look, I tried that and that didn't work, but you overdid it. You didn't wait for your body to get accustomed and it just overwhelmed your system. So you have to be careful when you're starting natural products. They are there for a purpose, and we need to do it. Everything we do it with wisdom, right? We know you want to get rid of a lot of these symptoms, but bit by bit, you try them in small doses, and you would see how your body responds to this. So I want to leave you with a thought, though. We'll go into our questions just now. Being natural isn't about being reckless or being careless or assuming nothing can go wrong. It's about being informed. It's about being curious and intentional in what we do. It's about choosing products and practices that align with our body rhythm. And everybody's rhythm is not the same. What may work for some people may not work for others according to the severity of the symptoms. So a friend may say, look, I tried the maca root and I didn't do anything for me. And then some would say, well, I tried other things and it worked for me. So you would only know if you tried. Everybody do not have relate to the symptoms the same way. So you start things, you take a little dose, and see how your body reacts. And then you can go on and say, well, all right, let me take this consistently and be consistent, because that is what your body needs at this time, this consistency. Even when we are taking the supplements and the herbal teas and all these things, we are doing things very intentionally and very informed, being informed in all that we have to do so that our body can align properly at this time. So it's all about choosing products and practices that align with our body's rhythm, not trying to force it into our system and to let everything just flow naturally. Anything natural is not a shortcut. It is a relationship. It's a relationship with the earth, with wisdom passed down from generations, and it also is a rediscovery. And like any good relationship, it requires communication, trust, boundaries, and a willingness to listen to our bodies. So you deserve safe, powerful support at this time, and you deserve also options that can empower you and not overwhelm you during this time. So at this time, I know some of us came on late. So what I would like to encourage, because I know sometimes topics like this could cause a lot of questions.